Greetings and salutations, Rev Drider here. Let's talk Beeline Moto. I purchased the Beeline Moto at the beginning of the riding season, but I didn't want to give my opinion until I've had a chance to actually use it. And it wasn't until using it on my trip to Yellowknife and back that I really felt qualified to give my opinion. But first, a quick unboxing. Here's how the package arrived. I ordered it from my friendly neighborhood Strathmoto here in YEG. Check them out online. I like little details like this. It shows me the company put thought into it. And right away a sticker. And then the actual product box. Packaging is nice. Here's the unit itself. It's really small, like the size of a large watch face. Also inside the box is this universal mount. This adjustable stick-on mount. And then the proprietary USB charger. To charge the Beeline Moto, line it up and twist it on. The rest of the contents are the 3M double-sided stick pad for the adjustable mount, the elastics for the universal mount, an Allen key for the adjustable mount, and the standard documents with manual, warranty, info, etc. Next up is the handlebar mount. It's really solid and has some weight to it. It simply clamps on with the help of these rubber spacers, so it fits a variety of handlebar sizes. Also in the packaging is another Allen key that's needed for the installation of this mount. Now, even before you jump in and make this purchase, you can download the Beeline app for free from either the Android or Apple app stores. You are able to operate the app without the Beeline device. This will give you the best idea if this device will work for you or not. The app uses Google Maps, but with their own GUI on top. You can enter a single destination or multiple stops. And I'll come back to this a little later, but this time I have a single destination entered. As you can see, I'm traveling along. In the bottom left, the app shows distance to destination and estimated time of arrival. In the upper left is options. Not too much in here, and I think it's all self-explanatory. And then in the bottom right is arrow. This switches over to the view similar to what you will see on the Beeline Moto device. Front and center is an arrow which points to the direction of where the next turn is. This rotates slightly as the road curves a bit. Under the arrow is the distance to your next turn. This dot represents the direction you will be turning. And finally, the bar on top represents an approximation of your travel length, the left being your start, and it fills to your right as you approach your destination. After you reach your destination, the app will give you some details of your ride. Installation of the handlebar mount is super simple. Choose the rubber mounts that will work for your handlebars, place them in and simply tighten it all together. No matter which mount you choose, the Beeline Moto simply rotates and clicks into place. It holds quite firm. Now, it was the day before my Yellowknife trip when I decided to install the included adjustable mount, just so that when I look at the Beeline, I can see the dash and vice versa, having everything in a common view versus looking elsewhere. This worked really well for me. And while I'm here, there are a few more functions. The Beeline has 4 buttons, a yellow power button on top, an enter button on the bottom, and then a navigation button on each side. With my left hand pressing the left button, it cycles from navigation to settings to battery life. Now, battery life shows both the phone and the Beeline Moto battery. Next is current time and trip duration, and then distance to destination and distance traveled so far. And finally, speed. But I don't think you could ever use this as a speedometer, with the exception of a bicycle. The speed isn't super accurate and doesn't seem to respond as fast as it should on my motorcycle. See what I mean? And then pressing it again goes back to navigation. Of course, you can press the right button to go in the opposite direction. There are a lot of things to like about this little device, but there are also some negatives. Let's start with the positives. I really like the mounting options. From the handlebar mount that I purchased separately to the 2 included mounts, it means that you can move the device around to multiple motorcycles or even bicycles if you want. The flexibility and portability are great, and that's another plus, the small size. It's super portable and most won't even look twice at it, or if you wanted to, it easily twists off and fits in pretty much any pocket. While on my trip, I left it connected and turned on with the exception of overnight, which brings me to my third positive, battery life. Beeline claims 30 hours. I assume that's mostly daytime use, but there is also a backlight which turns on for evening rides. I would trust 2 long days of riding without needing to charge it. And positive number 4 is charge time. It charges quite quickly. I went from 1% to 82% in 90 minutes of charging. So if you were able to plug it in while stopped for about a 15-minute break, you're likely to get an additional 4 hours of use on it. Now there are some negatives. Price. This little thing is expensive. I was considering a dedicated Garmin Zumo GPS for near the same price, and the Beeline isn't even a dedicated GPS. It relies on the connection to your phone, and therefore your phone needs enough battery as well. Ultimately, while the Garmin does have way more features, it came down to size on my motorcycle. I made a cardboard cutout size the same as the Garmin, and I just couldn't figure out where to place it. Not all motorcycles are the same and have the same mounting options, so your mileage may vary. Another thing some have mentioned about the Beeline Moto is that it requires you to hit a very specific location before seeing that you arrive, not within a radius like other GPS units. Truthfully, I don't really care about that, and this should be an easy fix in software, but this did affect having multiple stops. Let's say I planned a day trip with 3 to 4 fuel stops at specific service stations. The Beeline would not recognize that I arrived, and it would therefore not continue on to the next stop. And it seems to me that if I cancel the route, it would cancel the whole trip, not just the current waypoint, and continue on to the next. This should also be easily fixed in software. But ultimately, the Beeline Moto easily navigated me to my destination, around an unfamiliar area, and back home. It was a joy to use, even if I did happen to miss a turn or two when the streets were quite close to each other. The Beeline Moto is designed to not distract you from your surroundings and to encourage eyes on the road and road signs, and in that regard, it succeeds. The Beeline Moto will be with me on all future motorcycle trips. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.